Hello viewers, good morning. Myself I am K. Bhaskar, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Chemistry at SRR Government Arts and Science College, Karimnagar. In this video presentation, we are going to discuss about the synthesis based on carbon anions. As a chemist, in the research area, especially in organic synthesis, these carbon anions are very much important. We use these carbon anions for making CC bond connections, right? In the last video presentation, we have discussed the carbon anions, structure of carbon anions, as well as formation of various carbon anions. We have also discussed the how to compare the stabilities of various carbon anions, right? In this video presentation, we are going to learn about the topics, that is, what is active methylene group and what are active methylene compounds, how to prepare the acetoacetic ester, which is also known as ethyl acetoacetate, and we are also going to discuss about the properties of acetoacetic ester. So these are the learning outcomes. That means by the end of the video session, we are going to learn these three concepts, right? We have already discussed that the carbon anion is nothing but it is an anion in which the negative charge is carried by the carbon is called carbon anion, right? Generally, if you see the method of forming the carbon anions, usually when the organic compounds are treated with base, these organic compounds having withdrawing group in them, that is X is the electronegative group or a withdrawing group. So such compounds loses H plus ions in presence of base to form carbon anions, right? Here the carbon anion formed is resonance stabilized, and once it is resonance stabilized, we can say that the compound easily forms the carbon anion in presence of base. And you can see here these are the various bases, that is alkoxide ion, hydroxy group or triethylamine. These are the various bases we can use for generating the carbon anions, right? And coming to our today's topic, that is active methylene compound. Before going into the active methylene compound, one must have clear idea about the active methylene group. We know CH4 is called as methane. When we remove one hydrogen atom, that is CH3, is called as methyl group. If we remove two hydrogen atoms, then we will get methylene, that is CH2 group. What is methylene? Methylene is nothing but CH2 group. So what is active methylene group? A methylene group which is attached to two withdrawing groups on both sides is highly reactive, and thus which is commonly known as active methylene group, right? Here is the definition. In the slide you can see a methylene group flanked on both sides by electron withdrawing groups or electronegative groups is highly reactive, and those are commonly known as active methylene group. You can see in the figure CH2 group attached to two withdrawing groups. That CH2 group is called as active methylene group, right? Here the withdrawing groups may be aldehyde, ester, keto, cyano or halide groups. Usually double bond containing functional groups will act as a withdrawing groups, right? Coming to the active methylene compound, the compounds containing such active methylene groups is known as active methylene compound, right? The compounds having active methylene group in it is called as active methylene compounds. You can see here this is the example of active methylene compound, and that CH2 group is called as active methylene group. The compound is called as active methylene compound, right? And these compounds usually due to the presence of the two withdrawing groups that act active methylene carbon, the hydrogens present on the active methylene carbon usually becomes acidic. They become weak. In presence of a base, they easily loses H plus ions and exhibit acidity. Right? So these active methylene compounds, in these the hydrogen atoms present on the methylene group can be easily abstracted by treating with the base like sodium ethoxide. The sodium ethoxide base abstracts the proton from the active methylene carbon to form the carbon anion. Here the formed carbon anion is resonance stabilized. Here the negative charge on the active methylene group is shared among the withdrawing groups, among the groups present in the molecule. Thereby there is a charge dispersion. The charge has been shared among all the groups, thereby it is resonance stabilized. So such carbon anions are easily formed, right? So this is the active methylene compound, and that carbon is called active methylene group. It will easily loses H plus ions in presence of base to form carbon anion, right? And of course we can also abstract two proton atoms, right? Not only one hydrogen atom, the two hydrogen atoms of the methylene group can be easily abstracted by treating with the base. Because of the presence of two electron withdrawing groups, that is due to the presence of two electron negative groups, the carbon becomes acidic, right? The carbon becomes electron deficient. Methylene carbon becomes electron deficient, thereby it will the hydrogen atoms present on that carbon becomes somewhat weak. They are acidic. In presence of base, they form carbon anions, right? In this way we can abstract two proton atoms on such active methylene groups. And if you look at the examples of active methylene compounds, these are certain examples. You can see in the first one, that is acetoacetic ester. In this, the active methylene group is attached to one keto group and one ester group. Malonic ester. In this, the active methylene group, the two withdrawing groups are esters. Acetoacetone. In this, the two withdrawing groups are keto groups. Chloroacetic ester. In this, one is chloro, that is electronegative group, another one is ester. These are the two withdrawing groups which are attached to the active methylene group, that is chloroacetic ester. Finally, you can see cyanoacetic ester. In this, the active methylene group is connected to cyano group as well as ester group. So these are the examples of active methylene compounds in which they contain active methylene group, and this active methylene group is connected to two withdrawing groups. Based on the different withdrawing groups, we will give them different names: acetoacetic ester, malonic ester, acetoacetone, chloroacetic ester, cyanoacetic ester. Right? Now, in our syllabus, we have two compounds. We are going to discuss the preparations, properties, and the synthetic applications of two active methylene compounds. That is, the first one is acetoacetic ester, second one is malonic ester. Right? In the coming slides, we are going to discuss about the preparation, properties, and as well as synthetic applications of active methylene compounds. Example, acetoacetic ester and malonic ester. Right? And if you look at before going into the topic, now let us try to compare the stability of various carbon anions of the active methylene compounds. You can see, if you try to discuss about if you try to analyze the stabilities of these three carbon anions of active methylene compounds, in the first one, the carbon anion active methylene compound, it is attached to two withdrawing groups, that is keto group. In the second one, we are having one keto group, one ester group. In the third one, we are having two keto groups, two ester groups. We know more the charge dispersion, then the compound gets more stability. The molecules in which the charge dispersion takes place, That means if the charge has been shared among the groups within the molecule, then that molecule will get stabilized. And here if you see, the minus charge present on the active methylene carbon is involved in the resonance with the adjacent withdrawing groups. No doubt in all the three groups the carbon anion is resonance stabilized, but here all the three are not equally stabilized, because you can see here in the third example, that is a malonic ester, due to the presence of two plus Me ethoxy groups, what happens? This carbon anion is less stabilized. This carbon anion is less stabilized. Whereas in the first one, that is acetoacetone, that is more stabilized, right? So thereby we can say that the malonic ester, this is less reactive, because here in the unionized form only it is stabilized. Because of the plus Me group, this malonic ester in unionized form only it is stabilized. Therefore it is very difficult to remove the hydrogen atoms, that is protons, from the active methylene group of the malonic ester. It is less reactive. It is very difficult to remove the protons from the malonic ester compared to the above two examples, because in these the two ethoxy groups are plus Me group, they will stabilize the malonic ester molecule. So in unionized form only malonic esters are stabilized one, they are less reactive, it is difficult to remove protons in presence of base. Whereas acetoacetone, it is more reactive, because in this it is not a resonance stabilized. In ionized form, that is in the form of carbon anion, it is stabilized, right? So if you finally see the order of stability, the acetoacetone carbon anion is more stable than the acetoacetic ester, which is more stabilized than the malonic ester. This is what the order of stability of carbon anion of these three active methylene compounds. Now we will discuss about the acetoacetic ester. You see, this is the structure of acetoacetic ester, and this is also known as ethyl acetoacetate, because if you look at the structure, this is the acetyl derivative of ethyl acetate. This is the acetyl derivative of ethyl acetate. Therefore it is called as ethyl acetoacetate. And this compound generally we will call it as a acetoacetic ester. Acetoacetic ester. If you look at the structure, this is also known as beta keto ethyl butyrate. That means this is the ethyl ester of beta keto butyric acid. Ethyl ester of beta keto butyric acid. And if you try to give the IUPAC name for this compound, the nomenclature, you see here the numbering begins from the principal functional group, that is ester, that is one number, and if you give the numbering, then the next carbon gets 2, the keto carbon gets 3, the next carbon gets 4, and here at 3 position we are having a keto group, that is here we will treat it as a substituent. Here the ester is the principal functional group, and substituents we will write them in the prefix, that is oxo, 3-oxo ethyl butanoate, right? 3-oxo ethyl butanoate. This is the IUPAC name. So in this way, this compound can be named in 4 ways. One is acetoacetic ester, ethyl acetoacetate, beta keto ethyl ester of butyric acid, 3-oxo ethyl butanoate, right? And this acetoacetic ester, that is an example of a active methylene compound. This is most valuable compound in synthesis, right? This is having much applications in organic synthesis. This acetoacetic ester is a most valuable compound in synthesis. In research, we will use them for many reactions for making CC bond connections, right? And in this slide, let us try to discuss about the preparation method of acetoacetic ester. Usually we will prepare this acetoacetic ester from the named reaction, that is Claisen condensation or Claisen ester condensation. This Claisen condensation involves the condensation of two ester molecules in presence of strong base to give beta keto ester. Beta keto ester, right? The condensation of Claisen condensation is nothing but the condensation involving ester groups having alpha hydrogen atoms in presence of base to give beta keto esters. This named reaction is called as Claisen ester condensation. What is condensation reaction? In this reaction, usually the reactant molecules combine to form product with loss of small molecules like water, ammonia, alcohol, right? Condensation reaction is nothing but in these reactions the reactants will combine to form product by loss of small molecules like water, alcohol, ammonia, like that. Such type of reactions are called as condensation reaction. If you see here red color in the reactants, here these two ester molecules lose ethanol molecule and combine to give this acetoacetic ester. This is a condensation reaction. Especially we will call it as a Claisen condensation, Claisen ester condensation. In Claisen condensation, only the ester molecules having alpha hydrogen atoms will involve in the reaction. And if you look at the mechanism, in the first step we will get the ethoxide ion by the dissociation of sodium ethoxide, which is a base. In the second step the carbon anion has been formed by the treatment of base. That carbon anion will attack on the second ester molecule. You see here in the second step the carbon anion is formed by the treatment of the ester with the base. That carbon anion which will attack on the second ester molecule to give the intermediate. This intermediate formed in the second step will further in the third step loses ethoxide ion to form our product, that is acetoacetic ester, right? You can clearly see that in the first step what happened, there is a formation of carbon anion by abstracting the proton from the alpha carbon of the ester. In the second step, that carbon anion has been attacked on the second ester molecule to give the intermediate. In the third step, that intermediate loses H plus ethoxide ion to form our product, that is acetoacetic ester. This formed acetoacetic ester will further in presence of ethoxide ion loses H plus ion from the active carbon to form carbon anion. This formed carbon anion further will abstract proton from the acetic acid, that is from the solvent, to give our final product, that is ethyl acetoacetate, which is also known as acetoacetic ester. In this way, by using Claisen ester condensation, the two ester molecules having alpha hydrogen atoms in presence of base, they condense to give our desired product, that is beta keto ester, that is acetoacetic ester, which is also known as ethyl acetoacetate. This is the preparation method for acetoacetic ester. Coming to the properties, right? You know, in this acetoacetic ester there is a keto group, and these keto group involves in a tautomerism to give enol form by the shifting of hydrogen atom from the active methylene carbon towards the carbonyl group. Thereby our ethyl acetoacetate will exist in two tautomeric forms, that is keto form at left side, another one is enol form in the right side. Enol means hydroxy group present on double bonded carbon is called enol. En means double bond, ol means hydroxy. Hydroxy group attached to double bonded carbon is called as enolic group. This is somewhat different from the regular hydroxy group. We will call it as a enolic form, right? What are tautomers? The isomers having same chemical formula which differ in their properties are called as isomers, and tautomers are nothing but these are the isomers which are readily interconvertible. Readily interconvertible isomers are called as tautomers. Here our keto form will readily interconvert into enolic form by the transfer of hydrogen atom from the active methylene carbon to the carbonyl oxygen to give enolic form. These two are interconvertible, so they are tautomers. One tautomer is called as keto form, another tautomer is called as enol form. And here the keto form is more stable. Almost at the equilibrium in this for this dynamic equilibrium, the keto form, there will be 92.5% of compound will exist in keto form, whereas the remaining compound will exist in enolic form, that is 7.5% will be in enolic form, 92.5% will be in the keto form for this dynamic equilibrium. Therefore we can say that tautomers are nothing but readily interconvertible isomers, right? And they are real. We can prove their presence in practically, and keto form is more stable, enol form is less stable. So our acetoacetic ester exists in two forms, one is keto form, another one is enolic form. And here it may be noted that since our acetoacetic ester exists in both the forms, that is keto form and enolic form, therefore we can say that our ethyl acetoacetate will give four types of properties, right? One is carbonyl keto functional group properties, another one is aceter properties, the properties due to aceter group, properties due to carbonyl group, properties due to enolic group. Since our ethyl acetoacetate exists in two forms, ethyl acetoacetate will exhibit three types of properties. One is properties due to aceter, properties due to carbonyl, properties due to enolic functional group, right? At the same time, it will also give the properties due to the active methylene group, right? And finally, hydrolysis. This ethyl acetoacetate also will undergo hydrolysis in various mediums to give various products. So in this way, we can say that the properties are classified into four categories. One is acetoacetic ester gives properties due to ketonic group, and it will also give the properties due to enolic group. It will also give the properties due to the reactive methylene group, and it will also undergo hydrolysis of aceter group, right? And we'll discuss each of these reactions one by one. The first one is properties due to ketonic group. Due to the keto form of ethyl acetoacetate, you can see in the structure it is having two groups. One is carbonyl group, another one is aceter group. This keto group may give the reactions due to the carbonyl functional group, that is 2,4-DNP test. We know carbonyl compounds, that is keto group or aldehyde group. Here in this case, keto group. In our compound, due to the presence of keto group, it will give 2,4-DNP test, that is 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine will react with the keto group to give 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazone derivative of ethyl acetoacetate, which is a colored compound. This is very much helpful in identifying the presence of keto group in the ethyl acetoacetate compound. In the laboratory, generally we use this test, that is 2,4-DNP test, for identification of presence of a carbonyl group in the given compound. right? This is compound formed is called as a 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazone of acetoacetic ester. This is a orange red colored compound, right? And similarly, the keto group attached to CH3, methyl keto group, whichever the compounds having methyl keto group in them, they give iodoform test, right? In presence of iodine in basic medium, these alpha methyl keto group containing compounds will form iodoform, that is CHI3. This is a yellow colored precipitate. So our alpha methyl keto group containing compounds like acetoacetic ester will also give iodoform test to give yellow colored precipitate. This is a test which we use for the identification of alpha methyl keto groups in the given organic compound, right? Our acetoacetic ester will also give the ketonic group functional ketonic properties, like you can see here in the third reaction. This keto group will involve in the reduction when we subject it with the sodium amalgam to give corresponding secondary alcohol. When we reduce this ethyl acetoacetate with powerful reducing agents like lithium aluminum hydride, both the keto group as well as ester group will involve in the reduction to give this diol compound, right? That is 1,3 butane diol. 1,3 butane diol is the compound. Whereas in presence of sodium amalgam, in the first case you see only keto group is reduced to give secondary alcohol. Here the ester group has not been disturbed, right? This is about the properties of a ketonic group, right? Coming to the properties due to the enolic group, you know, we have already seen that acetoacetic ester involve in tautomerism and it will be converted into enolic form. That due to the presence of that enolic form of acetoacetic ester, our acetoacetic ester will also involve in the reactions of a enolic group, right? Here this enolic group is more acidic compared to the regular alcohols. They are more acidic. The hydrogen present on the enolic group will be easily abstracted by the bases like sodium hydroxide to give sodium salt of the corresponding acetoacetic ester. Similarly, second reaction, you can see this double bond. This enolic group is having double bond. This double bond will undergo addition reaction with bromine. Though this reaction is very much helpful in laboratory for the identification of double bonds in the given group. Whichever the double bonded containing compounds, usually they undergo addition reaction with bromine, thereby these double bonded compounds decolorizes the bromine, thereby it indicates the presence of double bond in our organic compounds. This is the test to identify double bonds in the given compound, right? Due to the presence of double bond, bromine will undergo addition on the double bond to give that product, thereby the bromine color will be decolorized. And coming to the third reaction, this enolic group will form the complex with the neutral FeCl3 to form complex with the Fe+3 ion to give a complex that is a colored complex which is having reddish violet color. In this way, this enolic group can be identified. The presence of enolic group can be identified using this neutral FeCl3 test. Compounds having enolic group, upon reacting with neutral FeCl3, they will form complexes. Usually they are colored in nature. In our case, ethyl acetoacetate will form reddish violet color complex. Similarly, these enolic compounds will also form alkanes when they react with a Grignard reagent, right? That is, methane is formed. And this enolic group will undergo condensation with ammonia to give beta amino ethyl crotenoate, right? These are the properties due to the enolic group, right? Coming to the reactions due to the properties due to the presence of a reactive methylene group. We know acetic ester is an example of a active methylene compound in which it is having a methylene group flanked on both sides with two withdrawing groups, that is one keto group, another side aceter group. This active carbon, the hydrogens present on them are relatively acidic. In presence of base, the hydrogen atom present on the active carbon easily loses its H plus ions to form carbon anion, right? This formed carbon anion is resonance stabilized. You can see in the resonance structures the carbon anion involved in the resonance with the adjacent withdrawing groups, thereby the formed carbon anion is resonance stabilized. Once the formed carbon anion is resonance stabilized, we can say that our acetoacetic compound, acetoacetic aceter compound, will easily form this carbon anion in presence of base, right? Since it is resonance stabilized, that carbon anion will easily undergo alkylation when we treat this carbon anion with the alkyl halides. You can see in the second step, the formed carbon anion will, upon treating with the alkyl halides, we will get the alkylated product, that is monomethyl acetoacetic aceter. Similarly, this monomethyl acetoacetic aceter is having one more active hydrogen atom on that methylene group. Therefore, it will further undergoes alkylation when it is treated with base followed by alkylation in presence of alkyl halide. You can see in the second step, this monomethyl acetoacetic ester will further undergoes alkylation for second time in presence of base upon treating with methyl halide to give dimethyl acetoacetic aceter, right? In this way, our acetoacetic aceter will undergo alkylation at alpha carbon in presence of base by treating with the alkyl halides, right? Coming to the hydrolysis of aceter group. This hydrolysis of aceter group is of two types. The first one is ketonic hydrolysis. You see in the slide, our ethyl acetoacetate, when it is heated in presence of dilute alkali or in presence of dilute acid, hydrolysis takes place, leading to the formation of a ketone, that is acetone, right? This hydrolysis reaction involves two steps. In the first step, the hydrolysis of ester takes place to give beta keto carboxylic acid. In the second step, this formed beta keto carboxylic acid upon heating loses carbon dioxide to give ketone as the product, right? This ethyl acetoaceter upon heating in presence of dilute alkali or in presence of dilute acid undergoes hydrolysis, leading to the formation of keto as the product. Since in this hydrolysis the main product formed is ketone, therefore the hydrolysis reaction is named as ketonic hydrolysis, right? And similarly, the monoalkyl acetoacetic ester or dialkyl acetoacetic esters will also undergo ketonic hydrolysis in presence of dilute alkali or dilute acid to give ketone as the main product, right? And here in always in this ketonic hydrolysis, the carbon dioxide and ethanol are the side products. And if you try to write the products in this reaction, it is very simple. How to write the product? Very simple. We have to hydrolyze the aceter group and we have to attach the hydroxy group to the carbonyl carbon, hydrogen group to the ethoxy group. You can see in the figure, the red color OH group is attached to the carbonyl carbon, whereas hydrogen is attached to the ethoxy group to give the compound. That formed beta keto carboxylic acid will further loses carbon dioxide to give acetone as the product or ketone as the product. Coming to the acidic hydrolysis, right? our acetoacetic ester upon heating in presence of concentrated alkali or in presence of concentrated acid medium undergoes hydrolysis, leading to the formation of a carboxylic acid, right? This hydrolysis, since in this hydrolysis carboxylic acid is the main product, this is named as the acidic hydrolysis. And ketonic hydrolysis takes place in presence of dilute alkali, whereas acidic hydrolysis takes place in presence of concentrated alkali. And how to write the products in this reaction? Very simple. You see, we have to break the two bonds, that is ester bond as well as the keto bond, right? And OH group should be attached to the carbonyl carbons. Hydrogen is attached to the other side, right? This is very simple. How to write the product? We have to break the ester functional group as well as keto functional group in the acidic hydrolysis, right? And after breaking, while breaking, OH group should be attached to the carbonyl carbon, hydrogen should be attached to the other side to give the product. Always in this hydrolysis, we will get carboxylic acid as the main product. Not only acetoacetic ester but also alkyl substituted acetoacetic esters will also undergo hydrolysis to give various carboxylic acids, which you can see in this reaction. This monoalkyl acetoacetic ester will also, upon treatment with the concentrated alkali or in presence of concentrated acid, it will undergo hydrolysis, leading to the formation of carboxylic acid as the main product. Therefore it is called as acidic hydrolysis, right? So in this way, these are the two types of hydrolysis. One is ketonic hydrolysis. It takes place in dilute condition to give ketone as the main product. Therefore it is called as ketonic hydrolysis. Whereas acidic hydrolysis takes place in presence of a concentrated condition. In this hydrolysis we will get carboxylic acid as the main product, right? And if you try to summarize what we have learned about the today's class, that is a synthesis based on carbon anion, the important points are this active methylene group is nothing but the CH2 group flanked on both sides with the withdrawing groups. That methylene group is highly reactive, and thus it is commonly known as active methylene group. The compounds having active methylene group in them are called as active methylene compounds. We have seen the examples, that is acetoacetic ester, malonic ester, acetoacetone, right? We have compared the stabilities of various carbon anions of active methylene group, and also we have discussed the preparation of acetoacetic ester using Claisen condensation, which involves the condensation of two ester groups having alpha hydrogen atoms in presence of base to give acetoacetic ester. And we also discussed the tautomerism in acetoacetic ester, in that keto group is very stable than the enolic form. At the dynamic equilibrium, keto form will be in 92%, whereas enol form is in 7.5%. So due to the tautomerism in ethyl acetoacetate, our ethyl acetoacetate will give reactions due to the presence of carbonyl group, and also it will give the properties due to the ketonic group, due to the ester group, due to the enolic group, due to the active methylene group. We have covered all these properties, and these are the important points which we have covered in this session. Finally, I think you are feeling very comfort with what we have discussed about the preparation and properties of ethyl acetoacetate, right? If you have any doubts, please post your questions in the comment section. There your answers will be, your questions will be answered, right? Finally, thank you for going through the video presentation. And here there is a proverb for you: nurture the nature for the future, right?